is Georgia versus Tennessee. Georgia has a better defense, but Tennessee will test them early. Still, I'm taking the Georgia Bulldogs to pull away late.
McCray driving, reaching for the end zone.
It's a touchdown. Yeah, that's a win.
Ball broke the plane.
Game.
Clemson at 9.5. I mean, the way I've been seeing Clemson play football, I think 9.5 is too much. I'm not trusting Clemson in that spread, and therefore, I am choosing Georgia Tech at plus 9.5.
The snap is off. It is on the way. It's got the distance.
Miami's rolling, and they're doing a lot better last year, the year before. They got the right man behind, taking the snap, and it's that Carson Beck guy.
They're going to throw it. And it is a touchdown.
Ole Miss should take this convincingly and win.
They're going to throw it here out in space on the screen to Jalen Brown. And he's wrapped up, fumble the ball, and it's recovered by Ole Miss. A turnover by Arkansas.
LSU is going to win big over Florida.
Narrative after that loss last week. Lagway running for his life. Oh my goodness, it's pick number 5.
I am taking Texas A&M plus 6.5. It's going to be an upset.
Reed, rush comes. Reed pumps, fires. It is caught. Nate Borgacher brings it in and ties the game.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the All Four Downs podcast. It is the 4downs3counts.com production. I'm with Hector V and myself, Obi-Wan. It is a joy to once again be back here to talk about more football. I'm so excited, Hector, with that introduction of all my for going 6 for 6 in my picks last week in college football. I couldn't do it for the NFL, but I got a feeling that this week I'm going for 6 for 6 not here, baby. I am. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, Hector. I'm feeling it.
Well, we're going to have to differentiate on that one because I'm trying to go 6 for 6 for myself.
Listen. we got our top 6 games that we're going to announce. And again, Hector's in Texas. I'm here living in Connecticut. And we gather our notes and we choose our own top 6. And it's funny because this week we're nearly thinking alike. 4 of the 6 games are the same, right? And it's like every week we're getting closer and closer. One day we might see each other eye to eye, not even planning nothing. And we're not saying we're gonna have the same picks that we're going for. Right. But as far as the key matchups that we'll want to pick for our top 6, man, we're getting closer to perfection here.
Yeah. I mean, we've known each other for so long, for so many decades. It's just not even funny. So, great minds think alike when it comes to football.
Absolutely. And we're going to start off with our Thursday game featuring the one and only the Dolphins and the Bills. That is the first game is on Prime Video, and after this podcast I'm gonna tune in, so I don't know how it's starting. It should be starting right away. We are broadcasting live here using a restream, so thank you very much for restreaming. I also want to give a big shout out to all the listeners out there, because Carnes, who is a buddy of mine that lives in Georgia, was commenting last week of our picks, and he's a big Bills fan. And I missed it. It's a new platform for us, and I caught it at the very end. So I want to say a big shout out to all our supporters out there. So by any means, you can always comment. I found where the button's at. I'm ready to go. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. Check it out. Here we go. Here we go. Whoop. Oh yeah, I got it. I got it. Here we go. Whoop whoop. Never miss a comment. That's right. Click on the chat message to display the screen. So I will definitely do that. I'm gonna pay attention, just like in class, man. I'm gonna pay attention. All right. It's all good.
It's all
It's all
good.
good.
Hey,
All
we're
right.
just getting started with the season, so it's all good.
Right, Hector. And you're going to start off because technically you are 8-4.
Yes.
I am 7-5, and you have the lead. So you get to go first with the Dolphins and the Bills.
Yeah, Buffalo. I got Buffalo in this game. I just like the way they're dominating this series overall, going into this meeting tonight. And I just like the way that Buffalo's playing right now. They're just dominating on all sides of the ball right now. Their first two games. I mean, just what Josh Allen did last week. Throwing for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's just ridiculous what he's doing, and it's ridiculous on the bad side what Miami's doing right now. All they can do is try to rely on Tyreek Hill, and that's not even helping really much because their offensive line is just, I don't know, there's allowing too much pressure. They're struggling, So I don't know. I think the Bills' defensive front is just going to just wipe the floor with Miami tonight. So I like the way the line is. It's pretty big. So, yeah, I think Buffalo wins this one pretty big.
Look, I am going for the Bills, but I'm just going to slow down on winning big because there are times where you might think that the players they're on their hot take, right?
Mhm.
And for some odd reason, when it comes to the rivalry games like the Dolphins and the Bills, you will think that they're going to bring their A game on both sides. Whether there's got to be similarities, right? Because they play each other twice a year,
Yeah.
right? So I am looking at their history, and the last time Miami went to Buffalo, they lost by 3, right? And I think the last time they got blown out in Buffalo was back in 2023, which is almost the same time frame. It was the month of October, right? And I'm looking to see if there's anything else. And then usually Miami stays with Buffalo. Not saying they're going to win, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because I'm looking at it right now. And Buffalo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've on a 6-game winning streak against the Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
But not all of it has been a blowout. So will Miami wake up? Because there's been a lot of rumors that the Miami Dolphins head coach is on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Start 0-2 and everything else. Will the Dolphins get it together? I see that the spread is 11.5. Straight up money line, I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah.
I'm going to be careful on the spread at 11.5 because still the Dolphins got a lot of firepower. It's when are they going to get tuned in, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
you said it, offensive line suspect. Well, will they perform today? It's a Thursday. It's a short week. Anything can happen. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. But absolutely. Let's go ahead and move on to someone very surprising, and it's the Colts versus the Titans. Because, man, I tell you, Daniel Jones, man, he's making it happen with the Colts. And that's like a slap in the face to the organization of the New York Giants right there.
Mhm.
So Colts 2-0, Titans 0-2. Now we're gonna see we're gonna see the real deal of Indianapolis. Can they make it happen, Hector?
I think so. I mean, I think he's just being Daniel Jones is being surrounded by the coaching, better coaching, and I think that's why he's starting off 2-0. I think in this game, he's gonna make good reads, he's gonna make quick decisions, and I'm intrigued to see if this Tennessee Titans secondary can try to get to him and apply pressure because he was nearly flawless last week, Daniel Jones was. So I want to see what they do, at Tennessee to see if they can actually, put pressure on him. So, and this is going to be a road game for Daniel Jones, division game. So, yeah, I'm intrigued to see what he can do on the pressure here on the road in the division. So, yeah, but I still got Indianapolis winning this game.
Absolutely. I got Indianapolis as well, and I like it how they destroyed Miami. What a game that they had against Denver, winning 29-28.
Man.
On the other side, the Titans, they lost to Denver, and they lost to the Rams, and it didn't look great.
Hmm.
They haven't scored over 20 points yet,
Yeah.
right? And I understand they got their rookie quarterback, I know, Ward, Cam Ward, he's over there, and it's gonna be a while for the Titans to really find their identity, to find their groove, and it's okay, it's all right. I hope that the coach don't play at that level, that they continue, because they got a lot to prove. And they got, excuse me, the Colts have Jonathan Taylor, who's
Hmm.
also helping in the running game, that makes things easier for Daniel Jones. I like it. And speaking about the Broncos itself, since the Colts beat them, they ended up going to play the Chargers. So this is an important game for both teams, Hector.
No, big time early in the season like this, and Denver just coming off that disappointing loss. But I just like the way the Chargers are playing right now. I think the way things are going right now, I got the Chargers winning this game. So we'll have to see how early this goes with for the Chargers. They beat Kansas City to open up the season. I know it was on neutral territory, but now you get an actual home game, on your turf against a division rival like Denver. Let's see if they can keep that going against the Broncos. So I'm taking the Chargers in this one. See what they
Look,
can do.
under Jim Harbaugh, the Chargers are 2-0 against the Broncos. Prior to that, the Chargers have lost 3 in a row, right? But every game's been competitive. Look at the score at Denver. Chargers won 23-16. At home, they won 34-27. Okay, so it's always a close one. I feel like this is another close game, but Bo Nix needs to protect that ball. He needs to
Mm,
avoid throwing interceptions. The Chargers defense are spectacular.
yeah.
So I understand why it's at 2.5 in favor of the Chargers. I am picking the Chargers to win this game. Another LA team that is also in contention with the same record is the LA Rams. They're on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles, which it could be a flirtatious of a possible NFC Championship game this year. Maybe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So who you got in this one?
But I'm taking the Eagles. I mean, their balanced offense is just right now showing me that they could arguably be the best team still in the NFC right now. I mean, I know we got Green Bay doing their thing, and they have a case to argue with. But you're right. This could be a potential NFC Championship game. But the Rams secondary right now has struggled. They struggled last week, and I think that was their downfall. The Eagles just look still maintained well balanced right now. And, with Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts combo together, I mean, dude, they're averaging more than 150 yards a game within 2 weeks already. I think they continue the momentum at home against the Rams. Yeah. I mean, right now I think they beat the Rams, twice last year, once in the regular season and in the playoffs. So I think it just continues on. Give me the Eagles.
Right. You're right. The Eagles did beat the Rams 28-22. That was a score. And I'm looking the stats. Yeah, Matthew Stafford was playing. He had a good game. It just, the run game really helped the Eagles on that one. Uh, I I don't know. I think this is a comeback year for the LA Rams. I really do.
Mhm.
They need to win this game to solidify themselves. Um, I don't know. It's just I feel like the Rams can hang in there with the Eagles, and I'm not really so fond of the Eagles' offense. I know they got that run game. It's a deadly offense because Hurts could run, Barkley could run, and I know they got Devontae Smith on that team and everything else. But they rely more on the run game than anything else. But for the Rams, they're flexible,
Right.
and Stafford, he's throwing the ball a lot. He's already at 543 passing yards. Williams is at 130. Matter of fact, Williams and Barkley pretty much almost have the same amount of rushing yards. So I'm liking this. It's just the defensive part that I'm liking more of the Rams. So if anything, I am taking the Rams to upset the Eagles in Philly.
Okay. I mean, I
Yeah,
can't really go wrong in this game, seriously, especially
right,
as early as this is, and we got to remember this type of game, later on down, when we get late into the season, late into the weeks,
right,
it could be a tie. This could be something of a tiebreaker later down the road. So,
right,
for
absolutely. So for four games that we have in common, one game difference is the Rams and the Eagles. But let us move on to your picks. Moving on to second down with you have the Saints and the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Spencer Rattler is going to try to get his first NFL win here, and especially joining in the most toughest place he can do it in Seattle against the Seahawks. So,
Mm.
but the Seahawks, I mean, dude, the way they just dominated against the Steelers, which I did not expect that last week, it was just phenomenal the way they were playing. And Geno Smith, man, he was just on his game, and of course, you got Kenneth Walker, giving that balance of the offense there. So I don't see how the Saints are gonna come marching along in Seattle to do anything. You like what I did there, right?
Yeah. They got that 12th man that's going to step up. And, it's funny because the Seahawks 12th man is almost similar than the college football Texas A&M Aggies.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. So Seahawks
I like
moving
that.
on to another potential, which it's been in DraftKings of a possibility Super Bowl game between the Lions and the Ravens. So the Lions lost week 1 and bounced back in week 2. The Ravens did the same.
Yes.
Nah, they both gonna clash, man. Man, you, you got a lot of courage adding this to your list, man. Who you got?
It was. I mean, but when we look, the way we got our format this year, on how we're making these picks, we want competition. We want these games to be meaningful. When you say top six, I'm looking for these meaningful games, regardless of the records. And it's still early in the season. You're right. Both teams bounced back from a week 1 loss and had strong wins last week. And I mean, good Lord, what Jared Goff had thrown for over 600 yards through 2 games so far. And that offense was just scoring from every which way like it was a video game and everything. But, I just like the way Lamar Jackson just can counter, and then he has Derrick Henry in the backfield. And so I'm just intrigued to see how the Lions defense could try to slow down Derrick Henry in that backfield. So I'm taking the Ravens in this one in a very tight-knit game for Monday Night Football.
And let me give you a little update here. You ready? Lions has never won in Baltimore,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been playing. The first game they played was in 1998 in Baltimore, and that was the only game, the only game that I'm reading right now that the closest was 9 points. All the other games in Baltimore were blowouts, led by the Ravens. So if you say it's a tight knit pick, I don't know. Lions might look like week 1 with the Ravens, maybe so. But then again, Ravens always find a way to open the door in the fourth quarter and allow their opponents to catch up.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm looking at the points. It's 53.5 for total points. That's a lot of points
that's a
in an
lot of
NFL game.
points. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I got you, man. Raiders versus the Commanders. I picked that because maybe, just maybe, um, the Commanders quarterback may not play this game. And if so, I think the Raiders will take advantage of that. I don't think Jalen Daniels, his absence will make a big difference if he's not there starting. Therefore, that's why I'm picking the Raiders over the Commanders. And then the Cardinals and the 49ers. The 49ers are starting Mac Jones.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
And I'm a big fan of Mac Jones because he persevered. I felt like he deserved a Heisman while he was with Alabama when they won the national championship, and they gave it to Devontae Smith. And you know, it is what it is. And I know things didn't go great in New England. I still think that Mac Jones is a better quarterback than what is perceived to be. Something that Daniel Jones is doing with the Indianapolis Colts. However, this is the early season, and the Cardinals usually do well in the first 4 or 5 weeks before they start fluttering downwards. I am taking the Cardinals to defeat the San Francisco 49ers this week.
Mm. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Can we
I
see the
know.
Cardinals 3-0? Lord have mercy.
I know. I didn't say they're gonna go all the way now.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah, no. It's for real, for real.
For real.
There are no third downs on this. And my final whistle is it's week 3. Things are starting to shape up, but I usually wait till week 4 to see to notice who are the contenders and who are the pretenders, right? And so there's a lot of great games here. You know, could we see an 0-2 team get back to the win? Can we see an undefeated team continue on with their success? Who knows? Are the Indianapolis Colts for real? We know Buffalo Bills are. We know they got their game going on. Cincinnati Bengals, I don't know. They're without their starting quarterback, and rumor is that he might be back just before the season's over with his broken toe. The LA Chargers, I think they're the real deal. I think this is their season to capture the AFC West. However, the Kansas City Chiefs, they start with the Giants, and that could be the start of their season to start winning. The Eagles, yeah, they're contenders. The Packers are for real, but will the Lions and the Vikings make a big difference? The Bucks are who they are, and man, the NFC West for me, to be honest with you, is probably the hardest division right now in the NFC. So it's just pretty interesting. What's your take?
No, I agree with you. I'm on board with you right there. Save me a seat on your boat there.
All right. I was gonna think about that song, Roger, but no, we'll stop there now. We'll stop. I ain't gonna go there. No. I'm good. I'm good, and I know you all are good because the start of the season of the week already started with the Bills and the Dolphins, and as of now, the Dolphins are in the lead, 7-0. So I'm going to tune into that game. But we're also going to be tuning in coming up with our prediction for this Saturday in the WWE WrestlePalooza. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
WrestlePalooza, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do our prediction show coming up. And you can catch it on the HHW Show podcast, or you can tune in later on 4downs3counts.com. So thank you for watching, everyone. Take care. Have an awesome weekend. Be safe. You got to love some wrestling.
Yeah.
That's coming up. But I love football too. Don't get me twisted, baby. Yeah. Take care.